Members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, ministers of the Council of Ministers, good evening, welcome back. We continue immediately following the adjournment with the Minister of VSA, Minister Richnel Brug, who will present his ministry's budget for 2025. Minister Brug, you have the floor.
Blessings, people of St Maarten. Blessings, members of Parliament, my colleague ministers. It is an honor to be here today to present the VSA 2025 budget. As members of Parliament are aware, this budget is a reflection of the 2024 amended budget recently passed in Parliament. Considering that the budget was completed prior to me taking office, my personal contribution is not yet totally reflected in this budget. Having said that, I am committed to addressing the challenges within the VSI ministry and the challenges of our people. At the end of the day, skeleton budget or not, VSI takes care of the people of St Maarten, and we will continue to do so. The agenda will be as follows. First, an overview of the different departments and other organizations that falls under the Ministry of VSA. Second, the ministry's motto. Third, a comparison between the 2024 and 2025 budget. And lastly, I will discuss HR matters within the ministry. Within the ministry, there are 3 policy departments that falls directly under the Secretary General and her support staff: Public Health, Social Development, and Labor. 6 different executing divisions, which are Inspectorate, Collective Prevention Services, Ambulance, Social Services, Labor Affairs, Community Development, Family and Humanitarian Affairs. And 2 ZBOs, SLS, St Maarten Laboratory Services, and SZV, Social and Health Insurance. The motto of the ministry is 2025 and beyond. The focus of the ministry is to empower its employees to fulfill their potential. This enables the ministry to serve the community with passion and compassion. The ministry continues to prioritize the following: conduct a poverty line study, initiate programs that alleviate poverty, execute a planned approach that focuses on proactive, preventative mental health care campaign, execute preventative healthcare projects in collaboration with key stakeholders, such as the different ministries, semi-public sector and private sector, assess and identify possible revenue-generating streams for VSI, establish a VSI 2025 to 2030 multi-annual strategic plan that focuses on more efficient and effective ways to provide adequate service to the most vulnerable groups within our community. Assess and implement initiatives that will reduce the number of persons who are currently uninsured. Contribute to the sustainability of health and social fund. And finally, amend labor laws. Labor Ordinance. With regard to the overall budget, comparison expenses and revenues, there will be an increase of approximately $400,000 when compared to the 2024 budget expenditures. The indexation of the salaries have prompted this increase. The 2025 budget income shows an increase of approximately $1.3 million when compared with 2024. This is prompted by the projected increase in the revenues from work permits which have been increasing steadily over the past few years. The main expense categories are personnel costs, subsidies, goods and services, Social Security and health insurance, the sickness insurance for civil servants. The two largest expenses are in the Social Security and health insurance and the sickness insurance for civil servants. Important to note is that the sickness insurance for civil servant is not only limited to VSI, but it also includes all civil servants across all ministries. As it relates to the revenues, the bulk is generated through work permits, fines, and charges for private ambulance services. As it relates to human resource matters, there are 146 FTEs currently filled. 11 civil servants left the organization in 2024, of which 4 went on to pension. The total number of VSS staff per educational level are as follows: 17 FTEs based on a secondary educational level, 51 FTEs on an MBO associate's level, 47 FTEs on a bachelor level, and 31 FTEs on a master's level. In conclusion, I would like to reiterate that the focus of the Ministry of VSR for 2025 and beyond is to empower its employees to fulfill their potentials. Again, this enables the ministry to serve the community with passion and compassion. As stated before, despite the ministry having to operate on a skeleton budget, the focus remains on serving the most vulnerable groups within our community. While doing this, the ministry will also focus on revenue-generating initiatives and legislations. Throughout the course of January, the ministry will finalize our strategic action plan for 2025 priorities and will start to roll these out in February. Madam Chair Lady, I have reached the end of my presentation. I would like to thank the members of Parliament and the public for their attention, and I will await any questions from members of Parliament.
Thank you very much, Minister Richnal Brug, for the presentation of your ministry's budget for 2025. And I believe we now will have to give the next minister a few moments to transition from the Minister of VSA to the Minister of VROMI. So I will take another 5 minutes adjournment while we make that transition and then go over to the Minister of VROMI. Meeting adjourned.